What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? We got the 2v2 tournament here this month for the month of September. We're joined here by Lord WizKid himself.
Hello.
Yeah. This time, not Maseratis. We upgraded to a better Britishman. Great voice. Great just casting ability. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and looks like we've also got a pretty great game going on here. It's going to be a round 1 in this tournament, and it's going to be the Abusement Park versus Deathwalkers. Abusement Park is the order side, so that's Mr. McPopo and Superior 1, and the other guys are going to be Caesar Thunder and Zakolo, and they're already getting a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, with this Chaac, Chaac Anubis composition, they have a lot of poke and early burst potential to really just hack away at the enemy team with in this early stage. So definitely makes a lot of sense that the Robin has trouble stepping up to the wave in this position.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that Caesar's actually gone into the Mark of the Vanguard here, so that should actually help a decent amount due to the fact that Anubis has so many pick potentials. Although, if this shot can do as much damage as he's doing right now to Zescolo, that could be really quite potent. If they can get Soul down a little bit behind, then they're not going to get that Supernova early on. And Chaos side are just going to really start struggling, especially if this Anubis can get his ulti quick.
Yeah, definitely. Superior, oh, there you go. Superior picking up that first blood on Caesar. Unfortunately, he was trying to absorb too much damage there. Couldn't get out and put himself in a rough spot. Just that red buff, never worth in that kind of position. When you recognize you're up against a composition like this where, you know, your soul is going to have to take time to come online and you're just getting bullied out, there's no reason to try to fight for that red. You got to just let it go at that kind of spot.
Yeah, you definitely need to be able to have the lane pressure to try and take away that red, and quite clearly the Chaos guys just did not have any way of getting into this. At least now, since both of the other team have backed off, shouldn't have to worry too much about it. They can get a bit more farm, actually hit level 5 with the soul, so they do now have that Supernova ultimate. They can try and burst down Superior as he tries to use his 1 or his 4, considering he is rooted in spot there, so I'm going to be interested to see exactly how the Supernova is going to be used.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the CC immunity part of it could be great up against that wrap. So having that as a defensive active as well, or not active, but defensive option as well will really be helpful for him.
Yeah. Not to mention as well, we now also have the Chocolate level 5. If Caesar can actually use his Mystic Rush perfectly and actually use it over the Chuck ulti, instead he can use it straight onto Superior 1. Beautiful Supernova usage as well. And now Missing with Pro has to actually just run away instead of try to fight these guys, since he's got no HP and he has no Anubis.
That was quite the turnaround. I can't believe how much damage they were able to do. Like, Boot's not even finished for either player. They were both, I mean, they tanked at least one tower shot, right? It looked like they just kind of overextended on that one and got a little too angsty.
I mean, Supernova is just insane. It's 150 plus 50, and although every single other take does 30% less damage, it's still a huge amount of damage when you actually get everything into it on the top of it.
Yeah, something I'm never able to do at all.
Also, can you press page up very quickly?
Yeah.
Once more. 1 second. I think we might. Yeah, there we go. That's pressed.
Okay, cool. You're good, Wiz. You're good. You know these things.
Yeah, I know everything about these problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like everyone's just trying to get a tiny bit of poke right now. They know quite clearly that this order scene definitely have this lane pressure. The Anubis and Chaac are just doing so much damage and so much quick clear that really both of these Chaos guys are just fought under tower. They can't really even look for their buffs. They do have that blue buff of their own, at least. Supernova used onto Superior, Mystic Rush, and again, another kill going away to Caesar.
Looks like they're very committed to this kind of strategy of having, well, I mean, it's not even that they're committed to the strategy, but they're committed to waiting it out long haul. You know, Caesar and Zescolo, knowing that their opponents are going to keep pushing up like that, they're just going to, you know, stall it out for as long as they can and then look for openings. Once they do, 2v2, they open up big time and get very important kills. 2 onto Superior, which is very big considering he's the one that opened it up with the first blood, and they're really getting that Anubis behind now, and he needs to be able to deal a large amount of damage for him to really be a viable pick here. You know, he's got to keep that lead, I'd say, otherwise he could really fall off quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that the reason they went in there was Superior just got a little too aggressive trying to clear the wave, and Caesar is definitely punishing it, using the Mystic Rush and Zescolo with that ultimate as well, just to make sure they can destroy it. Unfortunately, though, for them, that was just a little too early for them to be able to secure the red buff, so Order do still get that. That will mean that this Anubis, if he does land that wrap and the ultimate combo, that's going to really punish a lot of people, but Zescolo and Caesar do have some form of CC immunity. As you said, Supernova has that very quick burst of CC immunity, and Caesar has the overhead kick, which does actually also have all of the CC immunity on it as well.
Right, yes, exactly. Now, I got a little bit of mod bias here in that Caesar is the mod and good friend of the stream for a very, very long time. So, I mean, you know, you got that going on. But Superior here has been very well known for his Anubis in Duel. He's actually, I think he's in Grandmasters right now, playing mainly Anubis, and he's got he's got a lot of potential on this guy. He knows how to open up on him when he gets those opportunities. So yeah, definitely not surprised to see him really start the game out with that first blood, but a little surprised to see him kind of losing his losing his stuff as it goes on, getting a little bit too over aggressive. Definitely something to note that you have to adapt going into a 2v2 setting from this from the 1v1. You know, he's a big duel player, not a joust player, and yeah, I think that'll be something that hopefully he'll have to adapt to over the game, and will, you know, prove to be pretty important towards the outcome of this match.
Yeah, definitely the changing from 1v1 to 2v2 is much more difficult. Normally, Anubis is looking for a wrap on a single target, and that's it. Speaking of actually going to see the Chaac ultimate, Purification used in Superior just destroys Zescolo. That is what you can do once you can actually get the Purification off slightly earlier. And I think that's why they've got this Shock to try and set it up, make sure they get rid of that Purification, and then just start bursting.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic for them, because not only did they kill her, but they got her beads and her ultimate off of that. That last-ditch ultimate almost did take out the Chaac. It was very close, but didn't end up hitting the mark. So just both crucial abilities offline for her right now, and now she's you know, in position of liability a little bit. She's going into it looks like a Book of Thoth, and I kind of question this item in this position. I know they want to go late game Caesar into Skolo, but with such an aggressive comp from Superior Popo, I think they might find themselves regretting that decision. We'll have to see.
Superior already back down to half HP. He does have multiple lifesteal items right now, so that's not too bad. Mr. McPopo also taking a huge amount of damage from Zescolo here. But Superior has gone for this very interesting build as he completely wipes out everyone else. Caesar does finish off Mr. McPopo, but doesn't matter. Superior gets a double kill here.
That's the power of Bancroft's Anubis, baby. Just the amount of heals. Look at those heals, plus that passive coming into effect on it, giving so much damage.
He's also going into a Book of the Dead as well, so he's actually going for double lifesteal here. Hasn't got any penetration yet, so he is lacking a little bit against Caesar's current talisman, which will most likely be going into a Bulwark. Maybe a Pestilence if he notices the fact that Superior is double stack and it's stacking lifesteal, but most likely he's going to go for that Bulwark just to get that extra bit of health shield.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be hard to kill a Superior with this Book of the Dead online now. They've already been having a hard time just pouring everything into him, and I like this. I like this option. He'll be tanky Sentinel Anubis that will just be a walking, you know, pit of destruction, I guess. Really, it's gonna be pretty tough to deal with. It'll be up to Caesar to really you know, get those frontline opportunities set up so that Zescolo can really pour in the damage on him.
Yeah, I mean, Superior right now is sitting on about 50% magical lifesteal, slightly above that, I think, and even more so when he goes into that Bancroft Talon passive. Caesar and Zescolo just haven't been able to find that Mystic Rush Supernova combo yet. You can see those Caesar taking quite a bit of poke damage. Ultimate use from Zescolo onto Zescolo, sorry, but didn't actually find the kill, and now suddenly Order have used everything. Caesar really wants to go into this, but I'm not entirely sure that they can do it successfully until that Mystic Rush Supernova is used. The problem with this Ravana Soul is that they only have these tiny little roots and knockups to really try and set up kills, which means if they miss that root, that's it for the fight almost.
Ooh, look at this turnaround from Caesar and Zescolo. Beautifully done, honestly. I love the just team synergy on that. Caesar ulting in, dunking them, stopping them for just a second while Zescolo hits the rest of that ultimate onto them. Just so much damage rained in at the exact same time there that I keep wanting to call him Mr. Popo, but Mr. Mick Popo and Superior were not at all prepared for. And a big turnaround. It's going to be probably this tower going down, yeah?
Yeah, 100% this tower is going down. The one thing that you can do with this soul that Anubis will not be able to do is he has some fantastic tower clear on the soul, because of course you've got that extra 45% magical power boosted in your heat. So whenever you're hitting basics, whenever you're using abilities, you're gaining that heat and just doing even more damage to these towers and hurting it much worse than even physical gods can do, because magical gods actually have slightly more damage versus towers, but they have a lower base damage, which is why you normally see them not doing as much.
Is this true? Are you telling me the truth here, Wiz?
Yeah, they have a increased amount of damage, but they are decreased in general because of the basic in-hand way that they work. They only have, I think it's 20% magical power in hand compared to the 100% physical.
That makes sense. So that's how they balance
slightly more damage towards structures. It's really interesting when you look at this stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, they popped the Ankh there, and no more healing for the Chaac, but it looks like the Anubis is going to be for the problem for them. But Caesar going ham, just having so much damage with only that beat stick online and 2 defensive items. You would think he wouldn't be able to hit the Chaac that hard, but hardly any physical defense had been finished up on his side during that engagement, and Caesar able to dive and take that down. Wow. Superior actually able to take down Zescolo right before he goes down there. That Bancroft's passive just doing so much work the lower health they get, so he was able to unleash a huge amount of damage there right before dying, and that's a big win for the not a win, but it's a big boon, right, Wiz, for the blue team.
Yeah, it definitely is. Having the Anubis take down Zescolo just before he dies is really something that I wasn't expecting. I thought Zescolo was completely out with a perfect Aegis just to make sure that Superior couldn't finish him off, but then he went back into the lane, and Superior realized it, knew that he was going to be dying to Caesar, and just immediately used his wand just to try and get that last tick of damage. And it also even healed him up just enough so that Caesar couldn't finish him off before Zescolo died.
Yeah, Zescolo really got impatient there, unfortunately, because he definitely could have left that to Caesar, or just poked from a further range. While you're within the range of Anubis's one there, there's that you're out of position as a soul. Given there was a 2v1 scenario as well, definitely wasn't necessary.
Ooh, looks like Order think might be started. There is a ward, actually. You can see it over on the Bull Demon King.
Yes.
So they know roughly where these red guys are, but instead just going back to the lane just make sure they want to farm up a bit. You can see Caesar actually really far ahead of the rest of this Odyssey, sitting at level 14. Superior is at level 14 as well, but having a level 14 Anubis compared to a level 14 Caesar is much better, just because you can get a couple of those extra bits of damage coming out.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, tanky Robin and also outputs so much damage. Look at this. Speaking of the damage, he is just going ham.
Oh, that was very close. Superior does actually fall before Zescolo died, but he did at least help the Chaac.
Yeah, once again, the trade there between these two.
Yeah,
you see Caesar doing so much despite being the tank here. That's just the power of Robin, and Robin is actually very consistently banned out in these 2v2 scenarios. He's been the priority ban for the past 2 tournaments that I've held of this format, so I'm surprised to see him not banned out yet again this time, to be honest. I think Mr. Popo and the Superior might have overlooked that, especially given their composition. Caesar can get into that back line and wreak havoc on really either one he chooses, because if they're prioritizing defense for the soul, then they're gonna find it very difficult to put up with Caesar, and then Superior can just easily be picked and CC'd heavily by him. So yeah, Ravana is such a powerhouse in this game mode.
Yeah, Ravana is definitely a fantastic pickup just because he has this high attack base. It's when compared to normal other warriors, he has this really high attack speed, and he can just put out a lot of damage in it. Not to mention as well, he's got the Shogun's Kasari to even increase that attack speed even more and help Zescolo with getting more heat, making sure he can get more attacks off. Then you've actually got the fact that he's got Pestilence as well, so making sure that these guys aren't healing as much with Kursank on top. But Zescolo getting caught out by that wrap there should be able to get out safely.
He's going to
here,
heal up quite a little
safe.
bit here, and now there's a nice ultimate, but not enough damage on the mark there. Gets both of them low, but Caesar, once again, really being the the big difference in these fights. Almost finding it.
He's just not something you can really deal with right now for Superior and Mr. Popo, and now he's going to keep on chasing down. He doesn't have the ultimate.
Look at this, he is he's a one-man army while Zescolo is doing the Bull Demon King. What are they planning here? I don't even know if Zescolo can finish this on his own. It's really close.
It's going to be very close, and Caesar should actually be falling down in a couple of seconds. He's
oh
not
my
get
god!
Before he dies.
The throw?
Oh no!
What?
Zescolo dying to Bull Demon King there is not good. That's going to let them take out this tier 1 tower, maybe even do it.
My man said, you go
Phoenix.
do the Bull Demon King. I'll 2v1. It'll be fine. Trust me. Trust me, I got this.
Yeah. I mean, he was close, but I think really Zescolo didn't have any lifesteal, and that's really what finished that off. And now they're going to be able to take out the Phoenix off of this. They're going to get quite a bit of poke onto this Titan. Oh, actually, the ultimate, they could finish this off here.
Yeah, oh, they definitely can. Given that Anubis damage, they just take it off of one incredibly strange play from Caesar and Zescolo.
No.
You have to wonder what was going through their heads. Is this a best of one? So, you know, there's no opportunity for for a turnaround from then.
I think somewhere there are two people just face palming as hard as they possibly can.
3.